right, but let's dive into the movie now. The
Right.
Suicide Squad. Most people have probably already seen it because it came out last week, right? So once you're listening to this, it might be a
Yeah,
week and a
right?
half, two
But
weeks
just in
ago.
case, spoiler alert.
Yes.
Of course.
Spoiler alert!
Okay. Now,
All
that
right.
shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean the long-awaited. Well, I'm not gonna say long-awaited sequel because nobody gave a fuck about the first one, so they weren't waiting for shit. But it was great news when we heard that James Gunn was gonna come and do this, and I knew it was gonna be fucking awesome. Like it's just a no-brainer. As a matter of fact, it almost seemed like they they butchered the Ayer cut to make it look like James Gunn did it. You know, like when they added all these the Queen song and the trailer, all these weird cuts and shit like that. They tried to mimic James Gunn's work with Guardians of the Galaxy with the whole squadron of
Yeah.
losers or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then now they finally got the man, right? Because he got social justice like 2-3 years ago for some tweets. And
That
then
shit is a verb.
whatever.
He got social justice.
He got social justice, right? And then he had to like big, and Marvel was like, nah. And then Marvel came back because they're greedy bastards.
Which this shit goes to show money reigns fucking supreme.
Yeah, so he
all
brought
that.
he brought his talent to the DCU, and he did a fucking marvelous Suicide Squad over the top. This is my quick review. The whole thing was a third act. You come in the third act, and then they just tell you how you got here real quick. All right, here's how we got here. All right, let's go back to business. And it's just one explosion, and you know it was comedic too, and it was just crazy. I fucking loved it.
Facts, dude. I enjoyed it so much. I just want to keep pointing out that shit just to throw it in fucking society's face because I love the fucking hypocrisy. The fact that James Gunn is doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, ethics are not a thing. Ethics, I want people to listen to me on this. Companies do not give a fuck about you or your loved ones. Disney fired James Gunn because of the tweets. He left, went to DC, made them a fuck ton of money, and Disney rehired him after once again, these companies do not give a fuck about you. Once again, the movie was great though. I loved it.
Right. And also I think it helps for the haters out there to chill up for a minute too. Because obviously, also because that was the other thing too, like with these Disney, especially Disney, because like the tweets that he was canceled for, they were distasteful. They were jokes about pedophilia and stuff like that, who he made fucking a decade ago. And like, who fucking hasn't said or done something that you kind of regret? I'm not saying if you were abusive, if you actually hurt somebody, fuck you. Of course, that's I hope you repent and get better, but that's different. But like, we've all said stupid shit, and his stuff, I think Disney was fucking exaggerated because they were the vocal minority of fucking just like cancel this motherfucker for this. They were like, all right, let's do what people say. It's like, Disney, I know you've been doing really well at giving us what we want because you've done great with fucking the MCU.
Keep doing it.
But we don't always know what we want. And if you're seeing a lot of loud people talking shit about like, for something stupid about like stupid jokes from before, like that he himself owned up and he's like, fuck it. I'm so stupid of me to have said that. I was in a bad place. It was blah, blah, blah. I've learned I don't do stuff like that anymore. And people vouching for him, like, right? And people in the Guardians, people on set from the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're like, no, he's great. Like, no. It's like, Disney, you fucked up. This DC took advantage. They're like, that's not that bad. Like, we work with worse people. Like,
bro, fucking, and this goes to show, which I like to take it like a layer deeper because people don't like to acknowledge the dark shit. So that means that these corporations have the reactions of people down to a science. Yeah. So there's a room with a bunch of motherfuckers with clipboards basically telling the executives, yeah, I think the fucktards will shut the fuck up now. You can rehire James Gunn. We can make money again. Like, think about that shit for a second. They knew.
Thank God.
They knew the fucking storm had passed and they're like, all right, the fucking morons won't say anything. You can bring him back now. You did your do like, you know what I mean? You did your doing. That's dark. Yo, they have people down to a meaningless science. So choose what you react to. Stop caring about everything and care about what matters.
Yep.
And one quick side note.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I think that King Shark, I was mad that in the entire movie, which I love this character, he only killed like 3 people.
You're right.
Mad build up, 2 to 3 bodies. That made no sense.
But those scenes were epic as fuck. They were like, it might have been too much, because we had epic fucking Harley scenes, we had epic Bloodsport scenes, we had epic Polka Dot Man scenes.
Cena.
Oh my god, like we had too many epic. I love fucking Rod's comment. You're right. This is the third act. Like it's like
facts
from beginning to end. It's just nonstop action, nonstop fun. It was great. It was a great movie. My only thing, I get, like I liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't know if I would say I'm not like running to watch it again, because my thing, I like James Gunn, but remember, I didn't like his second Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 because I feel like it's also it's too much too much. I don't want to say too much fun, but it's like it jokes too much, like it's like there's too many jokes versus too much, and it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't know like what I'm watching. Like, am I supposed to care about these people or not? And like so then it's like okay, like I think the movie was really, it was as good as it was because James Gunn is great and it was really fun and they let him do whatever he wanted, but come on, the cast was fucking incredible.
Oh my god, yes.
Harley Quinn, I've said this before, Harley Quinn I think is what fucking Robert Downey Jr. did for Iron Man, is fucking Margot Robbie is for that to Harley Quinn. Like, she is Harley Quinn. I love her as Harley Quinn. Her scenes are always fucking awesome, but like we have fucking Viola Davis as fucking Amanda Waller.
Oh my, she should get an Oscar,
yo. We needed more scenes of her, man.
Yo, just off of her performance in the end, when she was flipping out, that shit should get her at least an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, she's fucking great in this.
Yo, I'm pretty sure that when she went into that volume 20. The people on set were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, exactly. People were like, "Oh fuck!"
Yo, the spit coming. Oh, like, oh my, that's acting. But I will say this though, I hadn't picked one yet because I was saving it for Green Lantern. But who knows when that's gonna happen? Idris Elba as Bloodsport is my favorite character in the DCEU.
Nice.
It was so well done. Every concept. And the scene when he's assembling the gun to shoot Starro is one of the hottest sequences in all of superhero moviedom. It's subtle, but if you see the way that it's done and the concept that like he could just assemble weapons, dude, it's insane. Which is a little bit different from his power in the comics, which is like he can teleport any weapon he needs at will from Amanda Waller. It's some weird shit because he's not even like a metahuman. I think, I don't know, but the way they did it in the movie was so amazing. I fucking loved it.
Yo, love that. No, because you're right. Because come on, Idris fucking Elba, man, as a fucking he's awesome. He's an amazing fucking actor. And actually, I've been binge watching The Wire, and he was one of the main characters in The Wire.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, my god. It's just like,
I've never seen The Wire. Don't hate me.
Highly recommend. So fucking
I know it's on my list. Been on my list forever.
It's on HBO Max. People, go watch The Wire.
Oh shit. It's nice. Yeah. I might start watching that. Oh, and also to add to Idris Elba's epic resume, aside from that weird movie he did where he rides horses in the city. I don't know about that. Yeah, no, I think it's called Concrete Cowboy. Look that shit up with Idris Elba.
No, do not. Let's not.
Yeah. Let's not look that up. But he's not gonna play Knuckles in Sonic 2.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah. And I think DC did a really smart thing in James Gunn in kind of like recasting Deadshot, like a soft recast of Deadshot. Because, for the fans, if in the first one you had Will Smith as Deadshot leading the team. Now, usually Deadshot is the leader for a lot of like Amanda's squads. But, whatever, maybe Will Smith didn't want to come back for this one. Maybe it wasn't even in the plans. But we get Idris Elba, not as Deadshot, but as a very Deadshot-esque character, even to the point where, he has a daughter and they have their own, unique relationship and shit like that. And he's like a marksman. So and he looked badass as fuck. Like they didn't miss a beat. I actually thought it was a good idea to not have him be Deadshot and instead be a brand new character. Like that was really cool because I had never heard of this guy and he just looked fucking dope as hell.
Yeah.
And one thing that I wanted to point out, I mean, let's not call it Deadshot-esque, but the same way that Marvel has like an abundance of super soldiers for some reason, DC has an abundance of elite level mercenaries. So you have Deathstroke, Deadshot, Bloodsport, any other ones, fucking Kane, who's Cassandra Cain's father.
Yeah.
Fucking there's just a plethora of highly paid mercenaries that are like they're like super soldiers without the serum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why there's so many highly trained people just running amok in DC with so much aim. Oh, fucking the character played by Michael Rooker, Savant. I'm sure that the dude played by Pete Davidson, Blackjack, or whatever the fuck, he had 2 guns. I'm sure he was capable of the same shit too. There's a lot of these dudes. Yeah, Blackguard. There's a lot of these dudes who are good at being soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, like, you know, spoilers, obviously, but I like that right off the bat. I knew it was going to start with a mission that I knew. So I wanted to be I wanted to have my butt in that seat as soon as the movie started because I went to see this shit in IMAX. I'm like, if I'm going to pay for it, I got to see this shit huge.
Oh, nice.
And they kill Boomerang like right off the start. And Mangal and all these people.
Which I still have some beef with Mangal's death, considering who she is. Dying from a helicopter crash seems a little bit OD. Like the fact that they kept her at Bel Rev was a little bit weird. She's like a Superman villain, I would assume.
Apparently
right?
not.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yo, she is the older daughter of fucking the ruler of Warworld, Mongol, man. Like,
yeah, look at that shit. Like,
that's a bit like, really? Like, no, they depowered her while they fucking overpowered Harley Quinn.
Like, yeah, it should be flipped around.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking wild. But, dude, shout out to like the composer, whoever puts this whoever puts the score together. That track in the beginning of the movie, that bass heavy shit where they were storming the beach, that shit, it was dope.
Apparently, and I think one of us called it here. James Gunn has a lot to do with that, with the music in the movie, because I remember reading something, him saying that this has been one of the movies he's had the most fun with the music with. And I'm like, oh, that's damn. Awesome. Good job. Yeah, no, it's a fucking great movie. It was fucking fun. Like I said, like the actors, nobody bored me, no? Like nobody was a bad, like even fucking John Cena's Peacemaker. Fucking loved it, man.
Oh my God, dude. Friends, I encourage people to go on Wikipedia and look up Peacemaker's origin. You're just gonna be like, what?
Yo, but and I mean, tell us, give us. I don't know anything.
It's some shit where, like, if I'm not mistaken, from what I can remember, his father was a Nazi. So he feels so much shame that he hears voices in his head to bring peace to the world at all costs. And it has some shit to do with his helmet. It's some wild shit, yo. But I'm sure they'll keep some iterations of it because he does have a show on HBO Max. And you guys got to catch the after credit scene in the movie. Dude, I'm surprised by how much he stole it. Yo, Rod and I were dying when he was just standing in all his glory in Tidy Whities. Oh, he is a genetic specimen. Feast John Cena.
God. I'm glad that there's an American Arnold now.
Word,
because Arnold is like one of the most ultimate like dudes in cinema history. But now it's like an American made one, right? Like I don't know, John Cena. Like damn, he's just massive and funny. And then he was great as a Peacemaker. But also, I wasn't too crazy about him only because he made it kind of silly. I wasn't expecting a serious ass movie. Like the first one kind of tried to be semi-serious and ended up being trash. But I'm like, he's out there in like a tight t-shirt. Like at least Bloodsport has like armor. This guy's wearing a polo. Like that's it.
And a helmet.
Yeah.
And a size small fitted polo.
Yo,
with a Desert Eagle raw. And for some reason, a blowgun.
Yeah, I love
Because when
they
they were killing
storm.
the freedom fighters, he was just like,
Oh.
yo, when he put the dart in the shell, I'm like, yo, is he using a fucking blowgun? That's wild.
Yeah, and I just love that DC used and James Gunn, everybody that's involved, used the Corto
Yeah.
Maltese again.
Oh,
Like I just
word.
love that whole because ever since Batman '89, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it has a history in like noir comic book fiction. This like Puerto Maltese, which
Just
is
like
like
a
a
Casablanca.
Cuba, some shit like that. It's like a Cuba, I guess, right? This is where they're
Pretty
going.
much what we're trying to do, yeah.
Yeah,
And in being that, it's like what this shit is to Marvel, where they go to find the dude, what's his name, at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that island where they went.
Madripoor.
Yeah. It's like the parallels never fucking end.
Huh.
The parallels never end.
It's a
Because
little
then you
bit.
got like Sent to Priscus is like they have like similar
Yeah.
shitty fucking.
I wonder if I think they do have a place like that. Anyway, but yeah, what do you
sure
guys
they do.
rate? What do you guys rate this shit? Let's rate it.
Oh wait, but before we rate it,
Yeah,
I
before,
want to
come
point
on.
out one thing. Just before we rate it, Starro Story. One, he looks like a Pokemon. Two, Starro Story is fucking sad because it's encapsulated in one sentence at the end.
Yeah.
I was happy floating, looking at the stars.
Dang.
Bro, that shit. Yo, James. Yo, oh, like it's crazy how you encapsulated his whole story in one sentence. Fuck. I give the movie a
No. Wait. Before we go into the ratings, though, I still wanted to ask, but wait. We haven't talked about one of the biggest, more meaningful things of the movie, because like I said, I loved the movie. It was fun. It was very entertaining, but it felt like, like I'm reading like a comic books, crossover blockbuster event that then leads to nothing. That is like, all right, well then whatever. It was just fun to read, but it had no impact on what I read, except one thing, right? There was one thing. Rick Flag was fucking killed by Peacemaker.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
It's my favorite scene, I think, in the whole movie.
They should have kept him.
And it's great that they have John Cena because he's a master of like fighting, and wrestling and stuff. So that whole scene looked crazy. And also Rick Flag, he leveled up in this movie. If you remember him from the last one, he was cool. But in this one, he's like fucking full-fledged Rick Flag. Like
his last name is Flag.
Oh, D.
Fuck.
He died.
And
he
questions. Yeah, he questions his country, and then like Peacemaker is loyal to the government. It gets all fucking political.
Yeah, we're fucking soldiers out here. I give it a 9.
9.
Yo, Rod, you go next.
And just one more thing to add to the Starro comment, his sad story. Yo, he met a gruesome demise. I think one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen in a movie, period.
He was eaten by rats from the inside.
Yo, billions of rats just in your body, eating away at all the oh my god. It was disgusting yet beautiful. So that's my review of the movie, by the way. I give that shit, I did see it 3 times. I saw it twice again on HBO Max.
I saw it 3 times. Shit. Wait, so you saw it in the theaters?
And then on HBO Max twice. I'm gonna go with Chaz. I'm gonna go with 9. Fuck it. I'm not gonna hold this up. I was gonna go like 8.5, but it is a great time.
All this talk actually makes me want to rewatch it. I think I need to. I've only seen it once, and fuck it. I'm going to give it an 8.5. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
But
I'm gonna go 8.5.
8. Straight 8. So that brings us to what? What's his total score?
8.5.
Fine. Facts. Fair enough. That shit was awesome. Moving on.
Was Black Widow a 9? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't think it was a 9.
Because it's on par with it. Like I enjoyed both movies very much.
Nah, I enjoyed this way more than Black Widow.
Really?
Yeah.
My thing is that I enjoyed it differently,
awesome.
Because with Black Widow, I cared more. In Suicide Squad, I didn't give a fuck about anything other than Rick Flag when he died. That was surprising. And then that's when it got serious too. Like when it's like, oh, what's really happening? The U.S. government was involved with Starro. That's when I'm like, oh shit, I care. Up until that point, I'm like, I don't really care. Like,
yeah, that was a cool turn.
I'm in it because this is fun and entertaining. And other than that, I don't really care. And so that's for me the only thing. Like it's like like I said, like, and I was entertained because everybody was fucking cool. Such great actors, everybody, man.
Facts.